Rise and shine, it's a brand new day. Ken and Ken take the stage, ready to play. Weekdays at 10, the cars on the scene. Coffee in hand, they're living the dream. Question in the voice, got the whole town awake. Bringing fire to the mic, make no mistake. Shows in the corner, spitting out facts. Dropping truth bombs, ain't holding back. Ken and Ken in the morning, feel the heat. From 10 a.m. CST, can take a seat. Live and loud, that break in the mind. Light up your speakers, crank up the sound. They're talking about life upside down. Opinions exploding like a sonic blast. In the studio, they're built to last. With passion and grit, they engage and ignite. Every single week, their foes can fight. From sports to politics,
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
Good morning. Welcome to a Tuesday morning edition of Ken and Ken. Sorry we weren't on yesterday. Both Ken and I were out with people needing to be in the hospital. That might be better. Both Ken and I were out yesterday with people needing to be in the hospital. Not us, but everything's okay, at least on my end. I haven't talked to Ken to find out on his end, but I think everything's good there. So no, you didn't miss. You weren't blocked or anything, Fred. It was unfortunate, just both Ken and I had to be out. So, yeah. Good Christmas Day. No one ended up in the ER. No one got arrested. That wasn't bad. We had some good football games. Some interesting football games. In fact, while we're talking about interesting football games, last night there was an interesting football game. I cannot believe that the Falcons came away with a W on the Rams yesterday. That was a little something. Yeah, I was surprised when I checked the score this morning because I wasn't able to watch last night myself. Because go figure. Yeah, interesting day yesterday. Why is interesting? So yeah, interesting day there. I can't believe that happened. And of course, we've got what happened this weekend. The Bears are now the kings of the North after Green Bay gets completely and utterly destroyed by Baltimore, or I should say by Derrick Henry, to be more appropriate. A good football game on Christmas. No, Christmas games were kind of this year. Yeah, it was the rest of the weekend that was good, Fred, or interesting. Well, I mean, your game was, it was glad for you guys. I couldn't believe you guys lost that game. I was watching that Lions game, and I was complete, oh, my God, he threw a pick. Oh, my God, he did this. I was in total disbelief about that Lions game on Christmas. Good morning, broski.
Morning, Ken. How you doing?
Surviving, man. It's been chaos here the last couple days, so... yeah, and then chaos last night, I guess, too, on Monday Night Football, huh?
Yeah, man. It looks like the Falcons took care of business at home. They took those Rams down.
So it gets interesting now. I mean, the West is still Seattle versus San Fran now. Now it's just a two-dog race, right? Seattle versus San Fran. Winner wins the division. No worries about the Rams. Well, the Bears can't get the number 1 seed, but at least we can retain number 2. I don't think there's any. Did we clinch number 2 with the Rams losing?
I don't think so because the Eagles are 11-5 also. So if the Eagles win and the Bears lose, the Eagles would get the 2 seed.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I know we control our destiny with the 2 seed. It's just
Correct. And they could be no lower than a 3 seed. You know what I mean?
Right,
so they're either going to be the 2 or 3 seed. Yeah.
Yeah, no lower than the 3 seed, so for the 2 seed, we get the Packers. If we're the 3 seed, we get someone from the AFC West.
Yeah, you might get the Rams. Yeah.
Probably the Rams. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. The same thing. It's going to be the Rams. right? Because they would be the lowest of the 3 seeds. They'd be the 6th seed.
Yep.
So we get the Rams. Yep, and then that would mean the Eagles probably have the 2 seed, which means Green Bay would go to Philly again, right? Yeah.
Absolutely. That's correct. Yep.
Ooh, that'd be crazy. Wait for Woody's camera to get there. There, we got some morning. Oh, we got some morning wood. Good morning, Woody.
Yeah.
Hey, Woody.
I'm here. What's going on?
So yeah, I mean, playoff implications that hurt the Rams yesterday didn't really do much for us. It just like if we beat the Lions this weekend, we're guaranteed the 2 seed. Probably, well, then we'll face the Packers. If we just say, we're going to rest people. If we win, we win. If we don't, we don't. Let's say we don't, and now we're the 3 seed. We probably get the Rams.
Yeah.
home.
No, I hear you.
So it's interesting. And
Yeah.
the Bears would be the underdogs, of course, at home. I mean, that's what I'm surprised. I wonder if we're underdogs this week.
No, we're not. We're 2.5 favorites. So
we're
really,
actually favorites this week.
no. Well, you know what though? The home team gets 3. So I
Yeah,
say that
really, we're
in
not.
my eyes, that's an underdog.
We're still the underdog
Exactly.
against the Lions. We're the underdog. At 11-5, we're the underdogs, kind of, to the 8-8 Lions. Yeah, because we only get the 2.5 points, and the home team gets 3 by default. I'm like, are you kidding me? This is just where Vegas just all year been like, just keep disrespecting this team. I mean, so we didn't do the show yesterday, so we didn't get to talk about the Bears game at all on here, and we have all Bears fans today. Go figure. We're going to talk about this game Wednesday on House Hall, but we can't not. We have to talk about the Bears game here too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was just going to add something real quick to like what you were saying about playing the starters this weekend. Like all I've heard Ben Johnson say is we're going to play to win the game, which is just typical coach speak. A lot of fans took that and said, "Oh, that means he's playing the starters." No, it doesn't. Like let's see what he decides to do. You know what I mean? Because based on what he said, I don't think it really implies anything either way yet.
Yeah, I don't. I don't put too much into anything they say this week because they're not going to tip their hand too much.
Exactly.
Everyone thinks it's kind of like this is what I don't care about. Fans are as stupid as the media, and this is what I mean by that. When it comes to this stuff, let me quantify that even further. Remember the Gulf War. So, at what time and at what beach are we going in? Schwarzkopf. You think I'm going to tell you that? Well, we need to cover it. Yeah, we'll tell you when we tell you. Like, yeah, let's tell ABC, NBC, CBS, hey, we're going to attack the enemy at precisely 1700 at this location. So they can put it all over the news, and everyone's going to know what's going to happen. Like, please, you don't tell your tactics to the enemy. All you have to do is recover the fumble snaps, and you win the game. Fred. But look, the Bears came out on this game Sunday. Set an NFL record, by the way, the day in the Niners. First game in history to be tied at 0-0, 7-7, 14-14, 21-21, 28-28, and 35-35. The first time that's ever happened in NFL history in a regular season game. It happened once in a playoff. So who knew we were going to get a shootout that ended 42 to 38? Just a ridiculous game. Caleb he threw how many yards did Caleb end up with? Like almost, he had a pretty good day. Caleb, here we go, 25 for 42 for 330, 13.2 average, 2 touchdown, rating of 100.3. Not bad.
Oh my God, that last play should have been 3.
The run game kind of, they ran the ball, I mean, a decent amount of times, 17 times between Swift and Monangai. 54 yards for Swift, an average of 6. Monangai, 8 for 38, average 4.8. Swift, of course, had that nice touchdown run. Our receiving burden got the bulk at 138. Loveland had 94 yards. Walker 30, Swift with 25, Komet with 16, and then some lesser ones. So I mean, offense was kind of humming along. Defense,
Ugh.
this
My
whole
God.
bend don't break thing. Now they did do something, Woody, that I had said Sunday, like, unlike the 06 team, the 06 team scored touchdowns and very first play of the game, pick 6.
Oh, I was jumping up and down. I'm like, oh my God. But then Niners didn't give a shit. It's like the start of the game again. They came right down and scored and, tied the game up.
Yeah. So, I mean, for
Defense.
me, the problem was defense, not being able, the inability of the defense to get a stop. Giving up big chunk plays, too. Big chunk plays all over the place. Yeah, Monangai has been a stud. I mean, it seemed like every drive had at least 2 chunk plays. Like 2 just big chunk plays every drive.
For
It'd
sure.
be an 18-yard pass or a 30-yard pass, but they were just destroying that Bears zone defense.
Well, I wanted to give props to the offensive line because on that touchdown pass to Loveland, he had like 10 seconds back there to wait till he got open.
Yeah.
And the way he was open and all those defenders back there, I was like, dude, I don't know, Vegas wants a high scoring game this game or what? Just leaving these receivers open like this. But props to the offensive line.
I think the difference between last year and this year with the O-line is, like, Caleb does get rid of the ball faster when possible. But when it's not there, he doesn't fire it off. He waits and waits. And if it's not there, he throws it away. That's been the way he's operated pretty much this year. Between his escapability, the offensive line's better protection, we're getting better results. Because he still escapes like he did last year. But now they're getting, instead of having to start escaping in 1 second in, they're giving him good 3-4 seconds before he has to start moving around. And they're still protecting during that time period. But I mean, the threat isn't apparent as quickly as it used to be last year to him. And it gives them more time to get. Go ahead, Broski.
Oh, thanks. No, I was just going to say, and if you remember last year, like one of the big knocks on Caleb was like, he's having a difficult time completing passes downfield. And then he's having a difficult time completing passes over the middle downfield as well. This season, I mean, he is driving that ball over the middle downfield, down the sidelines. Like, he's definitely taking a step forward. I mean, the kid's got a rifle. And it's great to see these rookies. Like, that's one of the best things about this season. It's great to see Loveland, Monangai, Burden, and obviously Trapillo's out there at left tackle. But these skill position players on offense as rookies looking as good as they are is incredible.
And that was one thing that we thought last year, Broski, coming in the draft at the end of last season, that we probably don't need to draft anything there or won't draft anything there. We thought, okay, we're good. We thought Roshan would be good at running back. Well, he's disappeared altogether. We didn't figure we needed to actually make an emphasis on a wide receiver when we drafted one. We were all concentrated on the lines, right? We didn't need any skill players, and here we got drafted 3 skill players, 2 of them very high, right? One our first pick in the second. In fact, they were our first 2 picks, and they've been phenomenal.
Yep.
And I understand not drafting defensive tackles because last year we got good play from the defensive tackle, and you figure, well, Grady Jarrett coming in will make it better. That hasn't necessarily been the case. I don't know what the problem is there. I don't know what the problem is there. The sack numbers for Dexter, for Gervin are pretty much where they were last year. Billings started last year, right, and now he's the backup. But the sack, it just seems that the pressure. Grady Jarrett, give him some credit. We've been hearing his name more, batting down balls, creating some stuff. But
Booker.
Booker, Yeah, I didn't get
Booker, I mean,
yet,
I just liked when he deflected that second ball to see the smile on his face. And to go back to the offensive line, I think Caleb Williams is trusting this offensive line a little bit more because, take for example, last week, the winning touchdown to DJ Moore, the Burden pass, the Loveland pass, all in the pocket. He wasn't rolling, he was in the pocket. And if he starts getting time in the pocket, he's going to be really a big stud.
and the thing is, with his sacks this year, almost all his sacks came in the pocket.
Mhm.
Last year, he was getting sacked all over the place. This year, the
Yeah.
only place they've gotten is the pocket, and that's where, like, they basically the four walls come in, kind of thing, right? Um, he's escaped a couple that were in the pocket, and then he's got once he gets out, the offensive line, it's like they get a second chance to protect again, and they do find him even more times. So it's like they give him a second pocket in a weird sense. And it was funny because they had what's his name from the Niners on for pregame on Sunday Night Football, and he was saying they think he's more accurate as he moves, right? So their emphasis was to keep him in the pocket. I don't know if that's necessarily true, but he puts some balls out there, and he gives you a chance. Like that last
Ye-
play of the game, if it had been 2 years ago, even maybe last year, there probably wasn't even a throw on that last play. That throw was pretty damn close given everything that he had to do. Running, rolling out, falling backwards, trying to rifle it in there. It fell maybe a half yard short.
Man, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
We're seeing Caleb make the big throws, Bird and Loveland. I want him to start seeing him throwing the important shots, like the miss to Loveland. Doonervey, he had that touchdown. I think there's nobody on the right side, nobody, and especially that last play of the game. I mean,
I don't put that last play on him.
Yeah.
But how open was Swift and right in the beginning? Because that safety.
But Woody, it's easy to say that, well, he was open in the middle. So he's in the middle as Caleb is running to the left.
No. Swift was running the left screen, and the safety had to come like halfway across the field to pick up Swift. If he would have hit Swift like right in the beginning,
right? But I saw, but he wasn't open at the beginning. By the time he was open, Caleb was already moving to the left, so he would have had to contort his body around to make the pass. I mean, I get what you're saying.
Just watch the play again, Ken. Just watch the play.
I'll rewatch it again, but I watched it like 4 or 5 times, and I was like, I see, because then everyone's like, well, DJ was open on the far side. Yeah, like that's a 60-yard throw, man.
That's understandable. That could have probably been a pick six. That would have been a pick six for them thrown across his body like that.
Yeah, give me a second. Yeah, that's like a 60-yard throw. I mean, hold on.
I know. It's just that the adrenaline probably in Caleb's head in that last play of the game was probably, oh my God, we have to score now. We have to score now. So there should be something in the middle or on the outsides. But don't forget, the defensemen are always looking for that middle on the outside. Look at your checkdowns and Swift. I swear to God, that was the first thing. Even Jody noticed it too. Oh my God, he's open. The running back, what's his name? She said, I'm like, Swift, he's fucking open. But it is what it is. I mean, you can't give it all on Caleb. Defense was atrocious this game. It shouldn't even came down to that with that first pick six.
And I guess, and the other thing is, I guess, did he even see him? That could be it could be, did he even see him through the linemen and everything else going on? I mean, it's easy for us to sit at home and say, oh my God, look, you missed this. But when you're on the field and you've got a million things going on at once, and you're processing everything, and you're moving, and or people are blocking your view, he might not have known he was open. And I think Fred kind of hits that. The vision comes more with experience, and the game. I think the game is slowing down for him. Like that's the thing. Golf. Someone said something in one of the back channels. Well, Caleb needs to work on these misses and this, that. I'm like, you know what? I don't even care anymore, because Golf misses passes, Love misses passes, May misses passes. everyone misses passes at this point. It just seems that with Caleb, any pass he misses becomes magnified like times 100. Like, oh my God, Caleb can't hit these. Like, dude, look at all the other ones he's hitting. Everyone's misses a pass or two. These guys do. They don't see the guy open, whatever the case may be. And then I saw another stat where Caleb this year would have had the most yards, completion yards dropped.
Yeah, I've seen that.
In other words, if the Bears didn't have all the drops, he'd have about an additional 400 yards of passing right now.
It's like 352 yards he used leading the league for that.
So there's that too. So if you put that on, he's over 4,000 yards, and no one's even talking about, oh, well, you know, he missed the accuracy on this, that, the other. It's like, I'm at that point. That's where I'm at, guys. I'm like, I get that, like, we'd like to see every pass get hit. I get that we look at stuff and say, yeah, you know, he should have hit that. And sometimes I even agree with it. But then, like, I look at everything else with the drops, and then, like, even with the last pass of the game, like, he had him. He just didn't get the ball there. It felt like a half yard short as he's fading away, rolling to his left. I mean, if he would have made it, it would have been a hell of a throw. We all have been screaming, oh, my God, what an impossible throw he made. He gave us a chance to win that game on Sunday night.
Well, yeah, I mean, defense. It's not all on the offense. It's defense atrocious, and I don't like to blame the refs, but that illegal contact with that interception in the end zone was fucking big. Listen, I played football all my life. I played for Lehigh Valley as well. I've seen it all the time. If you're at the 6-yard line and you have a receiver and a defensive back up on you, and you push the guy 1 yard after the line of scrimmage, it is not a penalty. It's not a penalty. And he hit him right off the line, and then the refs called it, and they scored that touchdown after that interception. And that could have been big as well. That could have been a big play.
Yeah, and two things I wanted to add just really quick. So the first thing is, I'm not sure that stereotype about Caleb is true anymore, about he's more accurate throwing on the run. I actually think he's missing more passes throwing on the run, and I think he's more accurate, more comfortable standing in the pocket anymore. And the second thing is, going back to, Ken, what you were saying about the defensive tackles. Like, I made sure I watched them a little extra this past game, and these guys just get moved out of the way. They're just too easy to move. Like, Jarrett's a defensive tackle who's less than 300 pounds, and Dexter is a guy who's way too lean or way too lanky. His center of gravity is too high. He's like 6'6", like 310 or 315. So, like, he's not built stout. These guys just get swept out of the way on some of these runs like it's nothing. Like, they really need to get a guy who's like an immovable object at D tackle.
Was it Billings? Billings got some playing time too. They rotated him with Garrett, right? With Gray Jarrett, I think they've been rotating. I think that's when Dexter gets his plays. Like, I agree with what you're saying, but I think, like, with Dexter, if you give him a chunkier guy next to him, all of a sudden that's the key for him. You give him like Billings next to him.
What's up, JB?
And hey, good morning, JB. And it's like that problem you're talking about kind of evaporates a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It's like kind of like one allows the other to do something. You know what I'm saying? Because you got that big body there. Now he draws a little extra. Now he draws a little extra. Now Gervin use that lankiness to his advantage and get in. And then when they double up on Lanky, the big guy just runs through.
Yeah, like having the proper complementary player next to him will kind of activate him more. Like, I do see what you're saying. But yeah, just like these guys it was like a broom. Like, they were just getting swept out, man. It was kind of sad to watch, actually.
Now, I want to see this defensive line do more stunts instead of, Billings going to do the Jared diet at Subway. I think that we need guys that I see all the time, and you see it on the San Francisco 49er line and the Packers. They're doing stunts to get this offensive line confused. If you're standing right in front of the guy when the ball is hiked, obviously the offensive lineman's gonna cover that guy. We gotta do some stunts here to get some more pressures and hits on the quarterback. That's just me, though. I'm a defensive coach.
I mean, but
Yeah.
that's and like here's the thing though. Now here's the other thing I wonder: could some of this be where Dennis Allen's holding like the stunts off? He's holding some of this stuff back until we get into bonus football being the playoffs.
So what you're saying is exactly what I was thinking. Like after the game, I'm like, okay, Dennis Allen got drastically outcoached, and I'm like, well, did he really, or did the players really not play that well? And Dennis Allen did not get too creative out there either. Like I will say that, like he was not the creative Dennis Allen. So
It was pretty
part of what
plain.
you're saying might be true to an extent, Ken. Like he might be holding back some of his more exotic looks for the playoffs.
And they showed like the same blitz like every time, and every time they backed out. I don't think they even blitzed in that game for the most part. They backed out of so many blitzes. We're like, okay, they're bringing the house. Oh wait, no, they're not. It was. I hate to say this, but for Allen, it was vanilla. Offensively,
It was.
actually, you know what? Even offensively, somewhat vanilla. The only trick play we saw was that hook and ladder, which I guess every team it was hook and ladder day in the NFL because everyone was going to Firehouse Subs to get a hook and ladder. Everyone ran a hook and ladder, it seems, this week. Every team ran it at least once. That was the only trick play that Ben pulled out. Like, even the offense was pretty vanilla.
Yeah,
Well,
and you would think with Trent Williams going out, they would try to bring a little more pressure and put a little more, on that pressure on that O line. But they didn't.
Well, I want to address this one. If this is the Purdy pass. Well, that was actually Tremaine Edmonds' fault because Tremaine Edmonds drifted to the front, seeing if Brock Purdy would run. You should have stuck with the receiver. There's two other guys there that could have tackled Brock Purdy. So Booker had a great game. I mean, Booker coming out. I mean, I think that's one of Poles' phenomenal picks coming back into the draft to draft him. Yep. He's filling in really well with Dio hurt and stuff like that. He's doing great, but that was Tremaine Edmonds' fault.
So Booker, I think he's getting better and better as the games go on. Is he the starting the starting edge on the other side of Sweat next year too? Do we have a 1-2 punch now with Sweat and Booker, and now we just have to fix the interior?
He's making a case for it. I mean, with the first thing you learn is if you can't get to the quarterback, put your goddamn hands up. And he did it twice. And he's hitting the quarterback, obviously, last week against Green Bay, hit with 2 penalties and stuff like that. So I can see this 1-2 punch next year.
And with the hands up's been a positive even for the interior because that's how we've been hearing Grady's name. He gets his hands up and he's deflected a few balls. That's something we didn't get a lot of last year. We're almost getting a deflection a game. But let me say this, conversely, it seems Caleb is getting a deflection a game too.
Yep.
For sure. And let me just add this really quick. So, I do want to see how Booker finishes the season. He does look like he's showing promise where like he's going to be penciled in as the starting defensive end going into next season, obviously along with Sweat on the other end. So I really feel what the Bears really need to focus on now. Like they need the backbone of their defense to be better. Like they need the D tackles to be more stout. They need a true good middle linebacker, a stud middle linebacker. I miss that so much. And then they're gonna have to get another safety out there. I love Brisker. He's been one of my favorite players on the team since he's been drafted. I'm a Penn State guy. Brisker probably shouldn't be on the team next season. Honestly, he's just not making the plays. He's not the same guy he was. I understand from his perspective, he's got to do what he has to do to stay in the league after all that head trauma and everything. But, that's not really helping the defense like that. So I'm thinking D tackle, middle linebacker, safety, need to strengthen that backbone of the defense more.
I mean, if we're talking draft, I could see those 3 position groups being drafted. Safety primarily because all 4 that are on the roster now, none of them are on the roster yet for next year. I think at least 2 of them get re-signed, and it's the 2 starters. I know one's an old man. oh my God, he's still playing at a high level. And then Brisker will get re-signed, and then they'll have to go. Probably they'll sign one of the other two, and maybe draft one. And then I think they're going to draft a defensive tackle. I think you draft a linebacker not because you're getting rid of Edmonds or Edwards, but because you haven't been able to find a third that's consistent. And let me say this: if you find if you get a good third linebacker, now maybe you can move Edwards around a little bit. Maybe you get the linebacker gets your strong your Edmund plays where Edmonds does. And he's better than Edmonds. And now you can move Edmonds to that the weak side, right?
He's on the weak side now. Yeah, they moved him to the weak side.
Yeah, so I mean you can do some movement. So I mean so you can because I don't think Edmonds or Edwards are getting neither of them are getting cut. Both have played well enough to keep their contracts, so to speak. There's some wiggle room on some restructures that can happen, so they might not necessarily get rid of players, but restructure players. So I think they're going to want to keep the core intact. I think they're just looking to add, not subtract. So if they can do that, add and not subtract, I don't think they're going to be that busy during free agency. It's going to be whatever we get in the draft. There'll be some free agent signings. Don't get me wrong. Some vet minimum guys, stuff like that. But there's not going to be any big splashes, I don't think, this offseason.
About
think-
the game with San Francisco, and a lot of people want to see a shootout. It's a great game, get your money's worth, which I watch it for free. But anyway, it's that it tires defenses out. So on the flip side of the coin is I know the Bears defense was atrocious, but so was the 49ers defense as well, and they're up there too. So the defenses are to blame for mostly probably all the game against San Francisco, but San Francisco just out offensed us. So
Yeah, and to me, Edmonds, I'm not.
NFC Finals. What is this, basketball?
Yeah,
Am I reading this
yeah,
right?
I'm not sure Edmonds should have been out there. Like, I don't think he's fully healthy. He was a huge liability out there the entire game. I mean, from just missing on runs to not being able to cover, just being out of position and late.
With the injuries to the linebacking core, I think he had no choice but to be out there because Sewell's out.
Yeah, and that's the thing with the current linebacker core. We don't have a middle linebacker. Like, Edwards is an outside linebacker. He's not a middle linebacker. Edmonds, they had to move him outside because he struggles playing inside. So we need to draft a middle linebacker. I feel the first or second round pick and get a stud.
Well, I think they moved Tremaine Edmonds to the weak side because he's very versatile because he's from Virginia Tech, obviously. So I'm glad they made that switch, but I do agree with you, Broski. I don't think he's 100% healthy, but we have lack of options. But Hippolyte, I don't know. He was the surprise of training camp, and he hardly played.
He's been hurt a lot. And Sewell, who showed some promise at camp, and even at flashes in the season, has been hurt a lot. That's where we've had a lot of injuries in the linebacking core, and the secondary this year. And it looks like the secondary is going to be healthy. It looks like we're going to have Gordon back with Gardner Johnson. I like that duo. I hope they keep that together. You know what's funny with the safeties? Not that he's the biggest player in the world, but Mr. Simone Biles. I've not heard his name at all this year.
Well, because he's going to be father of twins.
But I mean, he usually pops up for a play here, makes a play here, makes a play there. I don't think I've heard his name called all season. And it's not like I know that the guy is not a world burner or anything like that, but I mean, he's a good rotational guy. He's always been a good rotational guy. And I have not heard his name at all this year, like good or bad, right? Very neutral there. Because you haven't heard him getting burned on a play, but he hasn't made a play either. And usually he's good for a couple. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he was getting burned last year. That's why I didn't think he'd if we had a choice to get rid of some defensive players this year, after this year, I thought he'd be one of them.
See, this is Barry saying, well, I don't think the Packers are going to make the NFC Championship game, so therefore you're not going to either. That's what he
said. Hey. Hey, guys, it doesn't matter if they go to the fucking playoffs. I'm glad I don't care if there's not a Bears fan out there and think we'd be in position that
Yeah,
we are in right
we're
now.
out.
I don't want to hear. And if you are, then I'm done doing these shows. That's how confident I am.
Yeah, we're house money right now. I mean, like if we go 1-0, Bears fans are still going to be. We'll be sad. We'll be upset. We went 1-0, but at the same time, we're going to be ecstatic because we went from worst to first.
Yeah.
From a 5-win team to a division winner, second or third seed. To be determined. And just everything that's happened with this team this year, Bears fans are going to be happy regardless. If we get to the NFC Championship game, and I look at expectations for next year are going to be through the roof, because that's just the way it goes with fans. But I mean, for this season, I'm happy with whatever the outcome is right now. I mean, I'll be happier the more we win. But Jonathan Owens, thank you, Barry. I haven't heard him at all this year.
Well, the other stat I like too, and it was phenomenal when I heard it. So I just started laughing. Is that Caleb's in the league 2 years, Jordan Love's in the league a couple more years, and we have more NFC North titles than Jordan Love. But all these Packers fans think Caleb is so much better. Jordan Love's better than Caleb Williams and stuff like that. But I haven't heard Packers fans bringing that up at all.
Of course not. Fred says he doesn't think any NFC North team gets to the NFC Championship game. I guess we're at that point where look at the Bears. This is what I hate about the playoffs. And people go, "Oh, well, this team that's in the playoffs has no chance." Okay,
different
season. Playoffs are a whole new ball game.
Yep.
Every team in the playoffs has a chance at face value. Now, are there some teams that maybe are a little worse off than others because they could get to the playoffs because they had a great first half, they held on at the end because they're basically, duct tape and bubble gum, injury riddled. Somehow they barely got in. Yes, Green Bay Packers, great example of that, right? Green Bay's got so many injuries everywhere between the quarterback and and Micah Parsons and their team going to the playoffs. Like, okay. Now, they're still really good defensively, even without Micah Parsons. They showed that in the Bears game, even though they got torched against Baltimore. But those games happen. Yep. I'll even throw them a little credit a little bit. But they could go in, and they could beat Philly in Philly. They're a good enough team. They can do it. Now, will they? Well, that's why they play the game. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so to say that there will be no NFC North teams, I mean, what if the Packers? Yeah, what if the Packers all of a sudden get hot? What if Jordan Love becomes Mr. Unstoppable all of a sudden? What if the Bears defense gets some stops?
Wow, right? That would be a fucking goal, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
We only had 2 all day on Sunday night.
And I mean, any given Sunday, look at what the Falcons beat the Rams yesterday. Every week, everyone said the Bears have no chance. The Bears have no chance. Outside of like week 2 and then the Ravens game, they've been in every game solid, tough. And week 2 was week 2. The Ravens, they got caught off guard. I don't think they expected that Ravens team they saw. And they completely got caught off guard. I mean, they can. There's not a team in the playoff picture that we can't beat.
I don't know if teams really need a. I don't know. I think Malik will stay. Yeah, but if there's another team out there, that needs a quarterback or a backup quarterback that pays more money, unless he's comfortable and he likes Green Bay.
Indy needs a quarterback that can start maybe the first half of the season, then be willing to be a backup, or possibly be a backup. Green Bay's gonna be interesting this offseason. I don't see the Bears doing much this offseason. But for both these teams, we still both have a postseason. Now it's funny because I'm seeing Lions fans are starting to talk about the draft already. They're doing what we did last year. They're starting to look forward to the draft because that's their next big thing. And we're going, dude, we still have playoffs to talk about. I don't want to talk about mock drafts, but we want to talk about mock drafts. Well, no, we still have playoff games to go through here.
No, mock
Um,
drafts. Get the fuck out of
Yeah.
here.
I don't even
Lions
start
fans keep saying they don't miss Ben Johnson. They don't miss Ben Johnson. Oh, we have John Morton. We have Dan Campbell. They taught Ben Johnson. And now guess what the rumor is out of Detroit? Oh, they're going to try to snag Declan Doyle from the Bears to be their OC next year. Okay, but you don't miss Ben Johnson. Okay. Just snag his protege. Okay. Shout out Lions fans.
the offseason drama is going to be fun. Luckily, we still get at least
Oh, man.
at minimum 2 more weeks before we start talking about it. I can't believe that we're coming into the final week of the regular season this week. God, the season goes so quick. And then we got the playoffs. And before we know it, the Super Bowl is here. So we've got what, 6 weeks of football left? Something like that?
5.5. Yeah,
Yeah.
5.5. Yep.
I mean, crazy. Now the Bears game is the late game on Fox Sunday, right? Not Sunday Night Football, which appropriately so. I don't know. I don't expect much for the Lions game. Well, JB's now saying, "Hey, we missed Ragnow more." Okay, but before the year, everyone told us how missing Ragnow wasn't going to be a problem.
They didn't even know they were getting Ragnow back at the beginning of the year. The fuck are they talking about? It was like halfway through. But it's,
I mean, everybody goes, "Well, but we still scored. We only scored 2 points a game less. Well, in this league, 1 point a game less may be all it takes.
yeah.
With 70% of games being 1-score games." My problem with the Lions was this year. There were a couple times this year where I looked at the Lions like, wow, they're the best team in the NFL. And no sooner did you think it, they would just shoot themselves in the foot. Do something stupid, lose a game they shouldn't have lost, whatever. That was the thing about the Lions. They're very frustrating.
I know he didn't come back. He failed his physical. I'm just saying the idea of him coming back wasn't the beginning of the year. It was halfway through. I know, JB.
The
I know a
Lions
lot.
just were that team this year, man. They at points this season, they look like, wow, they're the Lions they were the year before. They're gonna be pretty hard to beat. And then they would do stuff that make you go, gee, like the last couple of weeks, you're like, what the hell? Like that team had no consistency at all this year. None. Zero. And
Yeah,
okay,
I thought that.
you can dig into the stats to find, well, they only scored 2 points a game less overall. Okay, we scored 52 of those points against Chicago in week 2 when that team couldn't even find its way to the field almost. So, I mean, the statistics like that, I mean, I hate those in a sense because they mask the real problem. Well, we only averaged 2 points less a game. No, you probably averaged a lot less than that. You just had 1 or 2 games where you looked really, really good and put up a lot of points, but there were a lot of games you didn't put up.
No, I thought at the beginning of the year, Detroit and Green Bay would be fighting for that division. Nobody thought Bears would win the division. No way.
Their defense, actually, I like their DC. I thought he did a pretty good job for them. I think their defense did actually a pretty good job for them.
Oh,
overall.
Shepard. Oh, Shepard.
Yeah, I think he's going to be okay for them. Their problems was on the offensive side. Their defensive problems were the same defensive problems they've always had. Their secondary has been suspect, and that didn't change. They kind of dropped off, and then the Vikings. I mean, they were the walking wounded all year. And
Yeah.
how many different quarterbacks have they gone through? 4 this year. I mean, JJ, the future can't stay healthy. I don't know. Your rookie DC didn't do that terrible. Actually, he did pretty decent overall. I think you guys had some other things that were going on there, but your secondary got exposed because your pass rush didn't hit his home as good as it did last year. And Hutch doesn't have the numbers he had last year, right? But I think their DC is fine. I think their problem is more offensive. I mean, look, they didn't make any changes on the defensive side of the coaching ball. On the defensive side of the ball, they went offense to make changes, right? Kevin O'Connell's on Sunday.
Jeez.
Yeah, if they could, like Minnesota, still, I mean, they had a lot of injuries on defense. Of course, they had their quarterback injury.
Which one?
Yeah,
Oh, all of them.
all
Forgot.
of them. You know, I
With a
mean,
net 3 passing average.
look at the Lions and the Vikings aren't that far off from being playoff teams. They're really not. They're a player or two away. You know, as far as like where are the Packers and the Bears? Well, I mean, they're in the dance. So I think the Packers kind of like they're not going to do much in the offseason. Like I don't think the Bears and the Packers do much in the offseason in terms of free agency. They're going to draft. They're looking for one or two pieces. Unless there's like a Max Crosby situation, which I don't think there is going to be, but I think they're going to be fine. I'm interested in what's going to happen, not necessarily this week, but playoffs, man. I mean, when I said at the beginning of the year that we'd be a dark horse playoff team, people laughed. They said we were delusional, said we were stupid, said we had no shot. Yet here we are, Kings of the North, going to the playoffs. While half those teams that said that stuff are going to be sitting on the couch watching us, going, "Why didn't we make the playoffs this year?"
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. What, 2020? Has it been 5 years since we've been in the playoffs?
Yep.
So
First winning season since 18, first playoff appearance since 20.
I'm not used to that. So how do I react to watch this game? I mean, do I take it as a regular season game or a playoff game? I don't know how that feels.
Take it as a bonus.
A bonus play. Yeah, okay.
Everything we get right now is like it's like extra innings of a baseball game. It's bonus football for us. I mean, 'cause honestly, it is just that. This is all bonus, and I want to say there's a difference feel between this and 18. Because similar situation, right? 18 rookie head coach, now rookie head coach. But the difference with 18, we made the big splash with Khalil Mack, kind of like how the Packers did with Micah Parsons.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought getting Khalil Mack was great, but it put us, I said at the time, ahead of schedule, right? Like the team, like they accelerated their schedule by getting Khalil Mack. And they did okay in 18, they did okay in 19, they did okay in 20, but obviously wasn't good enough and Nagy was gone. I think the only thing where you're similar to 18 is the fact that rookie head coach, win the division, going to the playoffs. I don't think this team is ahead of schedule.
Yeah.
I don't see the Bears as being the Bears didn't do anything to inject steroids into the system, so to speak. It's more natural the way they got there than it was in 18. Does that make sense?
Right. Go potty, you little fuck.
So
not you. No, him. Her. Sorry.
Well, fine. I'll be. But I mean, I think that for this Bears team, they're on schedule. Like this is where they naturally. It was a natural progression. It wasn't. We didn't inject Khalil Mack into the system like we did in 18. Everything has been building, right? And so now for next year, you didn't inject anything extra. This has just been normal progression.
Yep.
They have to make a big splash trade. So that gives me more hope for the next couple of years. And God forbid, should the Bears get to a Super Bowl and win it this year. God forbid that should happen. Woody, I don't know what I'll do.
Do I have a party? I mean, I don't know what to do. I mean, I might work that night. I'm not sure.
I mean, anything is still possible with this Bears team. And that's one thing I think we've all learned this year. People kept telling them all year, you can't win this game, you're going to lose, you're the underdog, and every week they come out and they show you why you should respect them. And I think it's funny that even after this game against San Francisco, the amount of disrespect for getting against the Lions, that you get 3 points just for being the home team, but they've decided to give us less than that, making us pseudo underdogs against the Lions in this final game. What the hell is Vegas thinking?
Let me see if they changed it up.
I just checked this morning. It was 2.5 for the Bears. So less than the home team 3. Maybe they
Yep.
think we're resting their starters. Maybe that's it.
Well, Ben came out and said he's not, but I don't know.
Yeah. I wonder how much money Vegas lost on their odds this year because there's a lot of. I mean, there's the usual amount of upsets. We get that, but they just undervalued a couple of these teams this year.
Last 2 years, there's a lot of upsets and stuff, and a lot of people say, "Oh man, the best team's playing the worst team; they're going to get hammered."
Yeah, I
No.
don't think Ben Johnson's resting anyone if he doesn't have to.
No.
These guys want to go out, they want to play, and they want to win. And they're in bonus ball. They know it. And really, we're not. We've got some nagging injuries, but we're not like bad on injuries. We're not terrible on injuries.
And the questions are, I've been getting it all week. Do we want to play the Packers or do we want to play the Rams? I think Rams have the better all-around team out of the two.
In Chicago in January, oh, you want the Rams?
Yeah.
The Rams come to Chicago in January. That does not bode well for them, weather-wise. I mean, that's what the analysts will say. Green Bay, the weather's the weather. For us to either look at Chicago Green Bay game, no matter where it's at, the weather's not a factor, right? Because we're both used to it. Philly, they're used to bad weather. But you bring a LA team to Chicago or Philadelphia or Green Bay in January, Vegas normally, and most analysts will tell you that's going to hurt that cold weather team, or San Francisco. Like, that's how huge that game was. Think about it, if San Francisco gets their one seed and has home field throughout, let's say the Bears make the NFC Championship. For them to not have to go to Chicago is a huge advantage just on the weather. For the Bears, like, oh, great, we get to play in nice weather. But for them, it's like they're like, thank God we have to go to 20 below zero.
Well, that's what I thought too when the Niners and Packers play in the playoffs in Green Bay, and San Francisco would beat them. So you're saying that we rather play the Rams? So you're saying that we should lose?
I would say that would be
week?
Conventional wisdom would be the Rams because of the weather thing. That's what conventional wisdom would be. Everyone's gonna be like, oh well, the Rams, because of the weather, they're not gonna be as good. That's what everyone will say. Now, do I agree with that per se, myself personally?
So you want to lose? So you want to lose Sunday then?
No, I always want to win.
Because if we lose and Philly wins, then we get 3.
I would rather. The nice thing about being the 2 seed, well, either way, I get a home game. I get at least 2 home games. Don't I being a 2 or a 3 seed? Well, being a 3 seed, I don't necessarily get 2 home games. Nope. I may have to go on the road
round
for
2
the divisional game.
Maybe.
Right. So if let's say San Francisco's the 2 seed, or let's say San Francisco's the 1, Philly's the 2, we may have to go to Philly for the divisional game.
Yep.
So I'd rather win and make them come to us.
So then looks like we'll be playing Green Bay first round.
Yeah, so we have to beat Green Bay, then probably beat Philly, unless the Rams can go to Philly and pull off an upset.
Which they should have last year. They're 1 play away, but who's counting?
Yeah, so I mean, I'd rather have the home game, to be honest with you. I don't want to go back to the link. I don't have to. I don't want to go out to LA or Santa Clara or any of those places unless it's NFC Championship.
Well, why, Ken? That was a great game Sunday with the shootout. We all want to see points on the board, right?
I think that'd be great. Here. Yeah, I figured that, broski.
That's all right, Penn State.
I would figure that would make for a great rematch NFC Championship game. Niners Bears NFC Championship game. I mean, that'd be a great rematch game for sure. I mean, look at San Francisco's trying to write a storybook they're trying to do what Tampa did it, right? Tampa was the first team to win a Super Bowl at their home stadium. Then the Rams were they number one seed when the Rams won their Super Bowl at home? Yes, they. I think they've had the NFC Championship game in LA too, did they?
I don't know, JB, if you're still listening. You guys are nothing but fake. The fuck are you?
What are you talking about, Justin?
The fuck off the show. I didn't ask you to come on, did I?
Nashawn Wright, though, dude, you have to. Okay, so Bruce, I like to see Nashawn and Tremaine actually cover someone. Nashawn, though, like that dude's had a season, though. I mean, he's what, number one, number two in takeaways right now.
And you got hosed from the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, I don't really care about the Pro Bowl selection.
Yeah, I mean the flag game. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the flag game. But yeah, I want the Bears to win Sunday, have home games. If they can get to an NFC championship, oh look, we got Joe this morning.
Oh, Joe, we got 3 minutes left. What do you think, Joe? Who are you rooting for?
Rooting for what?
The number one draft pick. I can't believe you guys. I thought you guys were going to go out and beat the Giants for me. But did you guys purposely lose that game?
It's hard to say because Gino's just so bad.
I think his haircut is worse though.
I mean, Gino just throws interceptions so naturally that
He doesn't have most in the league, does he?
I think
Yeah,
it's not even close.
Yeah, no.
Hey,
I was just-
so like, how much money do you have to eat on that contract when you cut him this year?
I don't know, not much.
Well, then
I think it's
can't-
like
then we're gonna lose Sunday. Let's purposely lose Sunday, guys.
I think it's like less than 10 million.
Yeah, the Raiders need. So I don't think Max is going anywhere. But what do you take for this next
fourth.
Crosby episode?
They're at number 4.
They're the
Can't-
fourth seed.
Can we give you 2 first-round picks for him and call it a day?
No, I'm good. Max is saying what he's supposed to say. You know, like if Max comes out and says, "No, I totally agree. Like, you know, we need to tank for the number one pick." Number one, he's telling on the team, and you know, so to me, it's scripted. It's theater. You know, it's Max is saying what he's supposed to say. I think the Raiders absolutely made the right decision to shut him down because he needs surgery, and we don't want to risk having him get injured worse to where now he doesn't play next year.
So why not do that 2 weeks ago when you were eliminated originally?
That's a good question. I think I don't think everybody was on board with the tank at that point. You know, namely Pete Carroll. I think Pete Carroll was still thinking, hey, I want to try to salvage what I can out of this season, try to get as many wins as we can. And I think, you know, the more games that we lost eventually, like, this is just my opinion. I have no proof, but I think Mark, you know, came to him and was like, look, dude, like, this is just what's best for the franchise, you know?
So we got about 30 seconds left, a little less. Is Pete Carroll done after this year?
I don't think so. I think that he, you know, he's in on the tank, and you know, I think the Raiders gave him some assurances, like, you know, look, just go along with this. You know, we know it sucks. We don't like it either, but this is for the greater good kind of thing, and you know, so we'll see.
And on that last take, we have to say goodbye for the morning. And JB will be up next. We'll be back here tomorrow. We'll probably talk more about this Raiders situation, and as we move into the final week of the NFL regular season, and some of us start preparing for the playoffs, and others start preparing for the draft. It's that time already, gentlemen. It's gone by that fast. We've blown through 17 weeks of the regular season, all of minicamp, and here we are. It went quick. So thank you, everyone, for watching this morning. We'll see you back here tomorrow. We'll see if anything pops today injury wise. Keep your nose to the grind on that, and we'll see you all here tomorrow. Have a great one, everyone.
Bye bye.